Hey guys, how's it going? So today I wanted to it's been about 1 month since I started. I kind of wanted to take the opportunity to look back and kind of reflect a little bit about what I've done these past few weeks. Because I think even though sometimes it might feel like progress is going slow and not as fast as you might want, but I think looking back and kind of realizing how much you've actually gone over the past few weeks, months, years, or whatever is really important. Keep me going. So I guess I'll start off by going over the goals I set last month for what I aim to complete, and then I can kind of assess how I think I did against the goals. So the first one was Spanish Uncovered. This one here, 20 lessons. There's also a bunch of videos that come with the course. I didn't watch most of them because they're, to be honest, too long-winded, but the grammar videos were a bit useful actually. So this is 20 lessons. I went over it quite quickly, and I listened a lot. Like in the morning, I'd get up and I'd read a few times over, read and listen, do the flashcards for the specific lessons in my dead time. But when I was walking about, I'd listen over and over and over and over and over again. And most lessons on here, I mean, I'm gonna put up my playlist now so you can see it. Most videos, most lessons I listened to like over 80 times. So I think there was a bit of a learning curve for someone like this jumping in, because it's almost kind of like upper beginner level as opposed to like just like what we'd pick up on beginner's textbook. But the story was super interesting. The story was actually quite interesting. I really enjoyed it, and with how much repetition, I think it's got like a bit of a base for me going forward. And yeah, I think in terms of the stuff in that, I can understand not all of it 100% obviously, but I can understand most of it. And then after that, when I was reviewing the lessons for that, and also, so that took me 20 days to go to, and I left 2 days for review, but I didn't actually realise on Link, you need to keep on making new links in order to keep your streak. So what I ended up doing in the end was I kind of have it split up into 3 sections: my commute time and my kind of focus time in the morning. So on the review days, I spent my commute time in general walking around listening to review, but in my early morning time, I went through 1 video each day from YouTube. That was really useful, and I went through 2 boxing videos. I thought I'd get a bit of boxing specific vocab, which was really useful because during my immersion time, I was mostly watching Hajime no Ippo. I've literally, it's about 75 episodes long. Yeah, I've literally finished watching the last episode about 2 minutes ago before I started recording this video. I forgot how good it was, honestly. It's such a good show, and the fact that I know most of the lines already and it's a lot of action. At the start I couldn't understand much, but the past like 10 episodes I could understand a lot of it. Not most of it, but I could understand a lot of it, and I'm picking up a lot, I think, going through. So speaking about immersion, the actual goal I set was to finish Extra. I finished that about 2 days ago, but because I was watching this one more, Hajime no Ippo, I got way too into this, so I just spent all of my downtime watching the episodes from this. So yeah, for other stuff I did that month, I said I'd go through 4 of the short stories for beginners. I did these 4: Creature, Ferg, Unknown Land, and The Night. So it might be weird that these 2 I did first, Dragon and the Night, and then I followed by the Creature and the Unknown Land. There's a lot of fantasy and stuff there that may not be that useful, but to be honest, the other reason I did it, and the reason I picked those and did the fantasy ones first, is because in another thing that I was doing in my immersion time was playing a game called Skyrim, and also a game called Fable. So yeah, a lot of the words from the 2 stories there, especially the Knight and the Dragon, they showed up during my immersion playing video games, so I think that's really cool. It works really nicely when you can get kind of like the focus time to support the immersion and the immersion to support it, Obviously there's going to be some crossover, especially when all the words I'm learning are so common. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I think my comprehension has improved a lot. My grammar is still bad. I kind of have a very hazy sort of outline picture. Output, I haven't done any at all. Something that I was having a conversation with the other day is when I first start, and even if it happened for a very long time to get to these, when I'm kind of going through trying to listen to stuff, and people tell me what I think is the correct pronunciation, and I tried to repeat it, and then they say, no, it's not said like this, it's said like this, and to me it sounds exactly the same. I can't tell the difference, and I'm just kind of left repeating what I think they're saying, and then they're just telling me I'm wrong over and over again. That happened to me quite a few times, so I'm really trying to get to the point when I can hear like all the sounds clearly, you know. Yeah, if I can work on my comprehension, really put that as the main focus, when I can start hearing all the sounds clearly, can build up a base, and hopefully you can jump into a high level of conversation later. What are my goals for next month? So before as well, I want to always set kind of at least one big goal. So I've finished, got all the beginner stuff out of the way. So my goal for this month is to go through some intermediate resources, and then after this month, be out away from all learners resources altogether, and just be kind of like immersing myself in like a sea of native content as much as I can. The course I'm choosing here is conversations, so that's the main thing. I'm gonna go through this 22 days, and then after that I've been through half of the short stories, 4 out of the 8. So I'm just gonna blast through these, 1 day each story, 3 chapters, try and get through it. And this is something I think worked quite well. This month I did Spanish Uncovered very, very intensively, and I did the short stories more extensively, just kind of went through it because they're longer, right? So I'm gonna go through conversations quite intensively, and then go through the rest of the full stories. I think the stories in conversations would be better. I like a bigger, longer story, so I'm just gonna blast through these short stories. I'm planning on going over some YouTube videos as well. So there's 31 days in December. That's these 22 days, 4 days for the mini stories, and then I picked up some YouTube videos. So what's really cool in Link is it tells you how many unknown words are in each lesson, right? So I've kind of organised in least unknown words to most unknown words, so then I can know which is the easiest one, and I can kind of go through it. So these are kind of tips on them. I'll go show you the videos now. So I said I was aiming to go through 4 videos. History of Mexico, 6 tips on how to learn language faster. I've got a YouTube video about veganism, and then also because I'm at Skyrim, I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to do this one first, the Skyrim one. So it's going to be Mexico, 6 tips to learn a language, the veganism one, and Skyrim. I'm going to do this one next month because I'm playing Skyrim now, so I figured let's do this one earlier rather than later. Yeah, so these are the 4 days. So that's it. I'm going to do Spanish conversations really intensively, and then I'm going to do these rest of it quite extensively and just kind of get that exposure. And in terms of immersion, I don't know, I just finished Espiritu de Lucha like literally just today, like a few minutes ago, so I'm looking for recommendations for any TV shows, maybe on Netflix if you're in the UK. Maybe I'd watch some more, because I think I know a lot of the plots quite well, and there's a lot of visual clues which helps, especially as a beginner. So maybe I'd look for like Death Note, Dragon Ball, One Piece, something like that. All in all, I'm pretty happy with my progress. Thanks for watching. That's my general thoughts on how stuff's going, and in terms of Link as a system, again, I still think it's brilliant, so I highly recommend you check it out, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.